Good evening, everyone. This is IIRL No Assist Round 11 at Monza. We have a quite high attendance today. It is going to be full qualifying. I hope everybody can hear me. We have our first cars out on track. And let's start. It must be the first qualifying we've seen in a while in the No Assist here. We've not had the numbers, unfortunately, to keep up with that. But it should undoubtedly provide a new challenge for our drivers, with the track ramping up over the course of the session. Now, on the first one set up, the championship leader John. He's leading by over 20 points to title rival DeflatedWee. The gap actually at 26 points. Couple cars out on track. No one setting laps yet, I believe, in the full session. Here we go. John, he'll be looking for his fourth win at this track. He's won here in season 3, 5 and 6. It was not hit on the calendar in season 4. That was just Imola. And the fellow Italian track, which has appeared quite frequently when I was looking through the records. Interestingly as well, this was where John recorded his first ever win in this league in season 3. He's followed behind by the Aston Martin of DeflatedWee's championship rival, and he's about to start a lap behind John. Hopefully not getting that dirty air, but we will now go on board and get his telemetry up on the screen as he starts his lap. Hello, Nico. Oh, I've just got to the wrong person. John now starting his lap. He's going into the first chicane of, I can't pronounce, turn 1 and 2. But now he is through that round. And he's now draining his ERS. Now he's going through Curva Grande. Obviously, he's going to be very fast on this lap, but the tyre wear around here, from what I've heard, is not very good, even if you're on the wheel as well. Now, John setting a purple first sector. Obviously, the first person to set a sector one time. Now he's gone through Del Roggio, through Lesmo's 1 and 2 up to this first DRS zone of the lap. Actually, the second DRS zone, I apologise. Now up to Ascari, braking after the 100. Want to open it up as much as possible, carrying the speed through here. Going through 6th gear, again to make sure you're doing that, but obviously avoiding track limits. Now on the back straight, up to the Parabolica, carrying as much speed down to 5th gear to tap on the brakes. Up to the line for John, our Champions League. That is a 1 minute 18.427, followed by DeflatedWee taking that P1 in 118.359. Now we have also got other cars out on laps. We've got Powen here through Lesmo 2. He's opening the DRS. Down the back straight here up to Ascari. Looks like he is on a good lap himself, a 53.1 overall now. Well, in sector 2, I believe. Now draining the battery up onto the final corner of Parabolica, down the back straight. Now up to the line eventually, down to 5th gear before that. We have Velocity Racer who's left the lobby. Hopefully see if we can get him invited. And up to the line using the battery, that is 4th place for Powen. And now up to the line, we've had Cod Camp with a 20.0, the man 3rd in the championship. Although it's more significant gap back than DeflatedWee, that is a lower standard of pace for him. Now we've got Padge setting up a purple sector 2. He seems to have the pace around here in the Eco-Performance Kickstyle, but he's going down the back straight now. Now through Parabolica, carrying the speed through up to the line. That will be a 1 minute 1 minute 21.2, setting him currently last place, 1.2 seconds off Cod Camper, his teammate. Max Laguerre is going less than a 10th quicker than him. He's up into 9th position. Chivers, I think, Deaton here, he's leaving the pit soon. Marlboro out of lap. John Ego retiring. I think with that lap time, the low 1 minute 18 should be okay. Should be secure. Ethan also retiring in P3. And same, DeflatedWee follows suit. Focusing on Marlboro, who isn't on a lap himself, but one of the people currently on an out lap, I believe. Though the game is not directly suggesting that. Making sure he's got the tyre temperatures in order. DeflatedWee's teammate and they together in the Constructor Championship are fighting for it with John's and Powen at Mercedes. Currently 17 points adrift of the Brackley team. We have quite a few rounds left to go. This will be one of the title fights you want to keep an eye on. That and the Drivers' Championship. As we now have Marlboro starting his first time lap. Now up to the line, the DRS flap open for the Aston Martin driver. We're now going down to turn 1, the back straight. We've also got Sulks retiring. Now for turn 1, braking just around the 100 mark. Third or second gear through here. Third gear being the best for me when I was trying to get the power down. I was also got Padge retiring. It's known to start no higher than 11th place. Oh, Marlboro's not on a lap. He's already set at 22.9. Interesting. Well, we'll go on board with Killian, the assist tier championship leader. See where he ends up so far in the session. Currently about to start his first lap in the V car. He recorded another podium game in the assist tier recently. Starting his lap in his 66th race. He's going down the straight here. We've also got Prev retiring. He's going to start no higher than 5th. Oh, it's starting no higher than 5th. I'm thinking it's short quali. He will probably not get eliminated though. Now, Killian through Curva Grande through sector 1. That will be, his time is 26.0. Good time, purple sector saying the game. Now through the first chicane here. Through to the Lesmos here. First Lesmo, second Lesmo. Yeah, you can sometimes struggle on the exit here. Obviously very important as we go under the bridge in this DRS zone. Up to Ascari. One of the drivers weren't sure where to turn in for before the session. Killian taking a very strong line here. Onto the back straight. He's setting a purple sector 2. Didn't get exact time. Draining the battery. Is it Ryan Strecken retires. He is in P4. Now Killian up to the line. The no assist debut here in season 9. That is a 1 minute 19.5 and he should be safely through. As we only have one person being eliminated in Q1. Which as of now will be between Velocity, that guy, and Deton. Pardon me. Well done to Killian for the 3-stream streak. Rain for Q3, I think. Short of full quali, it is full quali, Jack. Now through the Parabolica, the final corner. Velocity gonna set his mark in this Q1 session, aiming to not be in 16th and eliminated. It's going to be him up to 8th place. That takes him into security. Now it's between that guy and Deton to get eliminated. As obviously the majority of the field has retired. Through sector 1, that guy set to purple sector, although I'm not sure how representative that is for him. And Ethan, a reminder to make sure you've got the right setup on. Oh, and that guy is eliminated as it stands. He's invalidated on Lesmo 2. An easy place to invalidate if you're trying to carry too much speed through. And we'll go to Deton, who's starting his lap in the Chrome McLaren from the British Grand Prix through Parabolica. He has set a time of set to 1 of a 26.187, also purple. And now as we go through the chicane here, the De La Rogia chicane into Lesmo 1, 10.6. Aya has joined. He has been saying in the server, the Discord server, which you can join, anyone can join, that he has been feeling a bit ill, so I commend him for turning up. Now, Deton, experienced driver in IIRL. He has 126 races in the league, and 4 podiums, a 68-point position. He's looking to get his 69th pole position, points finish. And now we're up to the line with Deton here. Go on board with the McLaren driver. Up to the line in 11th, he is secure. Now we have 2 drivers potentially get eliminated. This puts Marlboro into a bit of danger here, as Aya has joined, meaning 2 get eliminated. Killian also retired as well. Yeah, Marlboro on his 2nd time lap, currently at risk of being eliminated in Q1. Braking just for the 100 board, down to 2nd gear. As Padge, he's dropped down to 15th. He has a high chance to get eliminated, although he does like starting from the back. Marlboro now to the De La Roggia chicane. Turns 4 and 5. Through to Lesmo. He has invalidated. This could be Marlboro out as it stands. Powen retires. I yet to set a lap. Yeah, that is it. Marlboro currently out as it stands. He has enough time to do his 3rd lap, although that probably will require him to use a new set of tyres just to get into Q2. Unless if he does not have a new set of tyres. Congratulations to Jack the Pro for his 20th, his 20 stream streak as well. Mini voice crack for me. What a milestone that is. Well done. Yeah, Marlboro peels into the pit lane. That is on-track action currently paused, although we do have some drivers leaving the pit lane and some exiting. We've got that guy and Max Laguerre currently out on track. That guy boxing. We've got Max on a lap. He's obviously at risk of being eliminated. Deton also retires. Yeah, if this... I don't know if this is a new set of tyres for him. Yeah, only a couple have used their 2nd set of softs. So most people are through on their 1st set, which will help them over the long run. There we have Max Laguerre draining the batteries up to the line, improves his time and position only up to 13th as he retires. And our current people who haven't retired are not on laps currently. Aya, he is on an out lap. Not currently lap as we have a Williams peeling off the AI. Not wanting to get into the way. I think a slight glitch in my game there, suggesting. But yeah, currently only Aya who's going to be on and out on a lap. Although it's changed, Marlboro is out on an out lap. He's currently at risk of getting limited Q1, obviously, as we can see. Not much on-track action right now. Commend Aya for turning up, because as far as I'm aware, he's saying he's ill before the session. So this is one of those moments, such as Johnny B winning. I think it was back in No Assist Australia earlier on in the season when he had COVID, although he did have COVID at the time. Yep. So Aya is charging the battery fully, actually. He's going through the Ascari chicane complex up to the back straight. In this tier, he's done so far in IRL. To describe the Red Bull driver story, he's done 85 races, he's got 2 podiums and 47-point finishes, and he is in the top 5 of the Drivers' Championship, 102 points. This Red Bull team not in the top 5 of the constructors, but he's starting his lap, the DRS Open, Up to the line here, past the finish line, up to turn 1, braking out round the 100 second gear. Opting for the medium, though, we have seen a few drivers opt for the hot lap ERS mode. We've also got Marlboro starting a lap as well. But we'll stay on board here with Aya, the number 24 Red Bull driver. Through the Della Roggia chicane here. He's on a purple sector 1. Although I don't know how relative that is. I believe it's just relative to Marlboro. Or just generally those out on track, which include him and that guy as well. Now down the back straight, the bridge back straight, up to Killian's favourite corner, the Ascari complex. And Aya has invalidated. That could mean he's out of this session, out of qualifying. If he rushes back into the pits, I believe he may have enough time, just because his circuit is quite short. Yes, he has invalidated Jack. That's quite big. He's going to have to use a second set of tyres to get through to Q2. One of the minority to do that. Another one of those, Marlboro, is coming up to the line, looking to improve. That is going to be a 1 minute 19.7 major improvement, and that puts him comfortably through to Q2. We've also got that guy improving, I presume, as well. I can't tell, but I am optimistic for him. He's braking now through to the final corner of Parabolica up to the line. His lap time is a... Used all the battery, but he's improved up to 5th at 1 minute 18.9. That currently means Aya and Padge have been eliminated from Q1. Yeah, it's annoying. I think Padge likes starting at the back though. He likes to avoid the traffic. Padge has started at the back a fair bit, I think, on his own decision, but it is sad. I think it's also sad to see Aya go. Quite a fast driver. But I think he is also quite ill, so I commend him for just turning up, to be honest. When you're not feeling well, this might be the last thing you want to do. Now, as Q1 ends again, that is Padge and Aya eliminated from Q1. I think, yeah. Oh no, Aya, that is wrong. Aya was actually, I think he's on a lap. My bad. He's up to P7 at 19.4. That means Chivers and Padge are eliminated. Less chance to get damage? Yeah, that's true. I mean, Monza turn 1 and 2 on lap 1. Chaos. It is absolute chaos. That guy's on track still, though. He's come through insane for Marlboro, and that is Q1. Just 2 eliminations here, but we will be having 5 eliminations ahead of Q3. And an interesting one from this story, Cod Camper not having the pace here. He is only 13th in Q1, although for the majority of the field, it was essentially a one-lap shootout for the fastest time. Well, that is it. DeflatedWee P1, John P2, Ethan P3, Ryan Stecken P4, that guy on mediums P5, Prev P6, IF P7, Killian P8, Powen P9, Sox P10, Marlboro P11, Velocity P12, Cod Camper P13, Deton P14, Max P15, and your eliminated duo of Chivers and Padge. Cod, yeah, I'm sure Cod will find some pace. He's not third in the championship for no reason. And there we have it, folks. The stakes are a bit higher now as the drivers will be aiming not to get eliminated in this session. He's get to the all-important Q3 session, the battle for pole position. Now, the front runners, I'd imagine, currently for pole position are John, DeflatedWee, Cod Camper, and Ethan, who himself has picked up a fair amount of pole positions, 5 to date. He has won once, I believe he was in the assist here, but he lost that win in the steward's room. So the supposed Ethan pole position to win curse continues as we have a few drivers out on track. And our first of them is COD Camper itself, as we were speaking earlier. Although we may have another one. We've got a fellow driver, JJ, who could be joining for the race. Now we've got Fairview, the whole field out at the same time. Is it like a weather thing? Yeah, Ethan is basically Leclerc, yeah. Is there like a rain at the end of the session? Because the whole lobby is out. I don't know if anybody who's in the pit lane can say. Oh, is it rain at the end of the session? Ah, that makes sense. That why the whole lobby is out at the same time. If it's in Q2, then it makes sense. But if it's in Q3, then I'm not sure. But I would presume something's happening for this weather to occur. Our first at the start of the pack is COD Camper, and last currently to set a lap time will be Aya. But we're going to go on board with Socks here. He's fighting for the championship in assists here. He's done today 168 races, 2 pole positions, and he got his most recent win in assist here in the previous round 10. Now he's starting a lap amongst others. Now the outlap for him, the driver with 28 podiums. He's looking to get 29th. He got one in Abu Dhabi when he won stocked, infamously, should I say, as he goes deep into turn 1. That's an easy mistake to make. He also gets a snap on turn 2 exit. I think he may have backed off. I think Sock spots off, but I don't know. I think he's continuing going. But now we're going to move on to Ethan, as saying, sort of the Charles Leclerc of IIRL. He's got the pace, but he hasn't been able to show it. And on track when that has occurred, he has been most unfortunate. Now he's going through Les mode 2 in the medium ERS mode. He's now going to open the DRS on the back straight. I think he isn't in dirty air range, but he could get some sort of help from the car ahead. Obviously with the gaps this close, that maybe is the case. Now COD Camper setting your fastest time, second fastest time, then DeflatedWee, and then John, who has gone 7/10 quicker than DeflatedWee. Killian P3. Ethan then goes up to P2, 1/10 quicker than DeflatedWee. That guy P4, Ryan P8, Marlboro P7. Ryan with a 24.5. Yeah, Cockapple 19.1 puts him 6th. Killian in 5th, as I've already said. And those are the people who have set their lap times. Power invalidates and he backs off. Aya is now about to finish his lap. Where will that put him? We'll have to see. I did not catch his first 2 sector times. Through Parabolica for the Red Bull driver. It's going to be easy if you go a bit wide to lose your lap time and invalidate at the final corner. Now he's used all the battery, and up the line that's a 18.7, and that puts him up to P4. And that is it from the runners right now. So we have Max and Velocity who are on out laps. We've got Prev here, he is on a time lap. COD in the 19th. I think it's just weird to see COD this far back since he got fast. It's quite strange to see such a thing happen. For the reigning assist tier champion to be that far back in, to me, what is essentially the most competitive and elite tier in IIRL. The proving ground for the grades, as Prev was also in this time since I was talking invalidated. Got Max and Velocity out on track as well. I think Velocity is starting his lap. .0 is disgusting. John in practice, to be fair, Nico, he was absolutely rapid. I mean, I think this is probably why he is a 4-time no assist champion. Is he invalidates? I mean, with an 18-0, you're basically through. Yeah, velocity on his lap here in the hot lap ERS, where obviously we're seeing a bit of a split between who did and who didn't use that mode, that or medium. Obviously consuming more of the battery pack here. He's going through the parabolica. And up to the line. Not even the line, through the back straight actually. Also we got Ryan, he seems to be quite fast. He's done an 18.5, 5/10 of John, 1/10 quicker than Ethan. Now up to the line for velocity. That is going to be a 1 minute 90.7, and that puts him up to P9. We've got Max going P20, not P20, P11, put me in the drop zone, 20.4. Current cutoff time is a 19.723. With that pace, he can start a lap down, finish ahead of me. Yeah, to be fair, that is just insane pace, isn't it, really? John proving why he is leagues above many people in this league. Yeah, velocity on a cooldown lap, Max on a cooldown lap. Has he got the fuel to go again? No, I think he's not on that level of fuel. We've got Powen on a lap, and we've also got Deton on a lap. We're going to go on board with Powen, John's teammate. He's doing his 18th race in the league, and he's got 15 podiums in 17 races with 144 total points scored in his races so far. I must admit, how many 15 podiums in 17 races means he has over, I believe, 60% podium rate in the races he's done, which is very impressive, and he goes up to 7th. And Deton in the drop zone with Max Velocity and Salks with a 20.2. Now going on board Killian here, obviously as we said before, the assist tier championship leader. He won, I believe, last week. He won in the realistic tier in a very interesting time vault race and multiple safety cars. Oh no, that was how Socks won. I apologise. That was an assist tier. Getting muddled up, folks. He has won quite recently, but in obviously other tiers. It was the, as I said, the realistic tier. He evidently has the pace and always will. Now up to the line. That's going to be P6 for him. I don't think we've got anybody else on laps apart from Prev, who is invalidated. But he was on an out lap, so I think it's fine. Although starting with only 50% in your battery is a slight concern. Monza is a lot of straightaways, so it is going to be slightly hard to recharge. But I commend his ideas and his strategy. We also, just important to mention, John and Ryan Stecken have retired. I think with those level of lap times, bearing in mind the current cutoff is a 19.7. Oh, a 19.4. He should be fine, as well as Ethan should be as well. As a cutoff, DeflatedWee also retiring, which means Aya, who I'm just gonna say Aya. I probably may follow suit. We've also got Max on an out lap. I can't see how much time left. We have 5 minutes left. Drivers will be starting their final runs of the session. Yeah, so Prev has beached it on Ascari. And massive crash for Prev as he retires from the session. That was a major shunt. I will just clip that. I can't, but we did catch it on the stream as a major shunt for Prev as Killian retires. We've got Max and Prev has left the session. That is most interesting. That is a yellow flag because he obviously did bin it into the barrier. But we'll go on board with Max. They're currently the only car doing a lap on track. Oh, I didn't realise it's raining now. That probably means nobody will improve. So, as it stands, we have Sox, Velocity, Deton, Max, and Prev, who are out with the cut-off time being of 1:19.457. I mean, that is pretty much all she wrote right now, folks. Yeah, that should be it for this session. It'll be pretty impossible to improve now. Yeah, now 3 minutes remaining in the session. That should be it. Nobody else will be able to improve. We'll now Cod Camper retiring. Yeah, now with the wet Q3, that will mean the quali record won't be broken here. I don't have the dry quali record in my memory as it stands, but the current one is something I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll get it up for you, everybody, right now. So at Monza, your quali record is a 1 minute 18.3. Just double checking that. Oh, it is. It was. So that means John, I believe, has set the new qualifying record. Yeah, and there it is. John, I believe, with the new qualifying record of an 18.0. Ryan Strecken, P2. Ethan, P3. Aya, P4. DeflatedWee, P5. Killian, P6. That guy, P7. Power, P8. Cod Camper, P9. Marlboro, P10. We have Sulks, Velocity, Deton, Max, and Prev out of the session. Prev has not set lap time. Yeah, I believe that is a new record because Imola is listed as a separate track, so I won't get confused. Yeah, it was set by Thomas Bulger. 1 minute 18.304. I should write down the new lap record dash from John, 118.059. Yeah, as Ethan said, it is a wet Q3. Yeah, I mean, Nico, you can check it in fastest lap in no assist history. Currently was a 1 minute 18.3 in Italy for Thomas Bulger. And John's beaten that as far as I'm aware. And the race record is a 1 minute 19.914, also set by Thomas Bulger. Now, there's a few cars out on track. We've got Cod Camper, obviously everybody on the inters, as is a fully inters conditions. I mean, you wouldn't want to go on the wet, even if it was fully wet conditions. Yeah, by 310 is crazy, but the wet tyres are rubbish in this game. Like in real life, I suppose. But yeah, by 310 is crazy. I think it just is under just under 310. But yeah, that is pretty insane. This is the final shootout. Everybody out on labs. Maybe, I don't know if it is getting wetter or not, but the inters are the best tyre. We'll go on board with Cod Camper. I'm thinking realistic tier terms here. Obviously, me and Sox will be commentating that on Thursday. But yeah. Only Marlborough, who remains in the pit lane, will go on board with Cod Camper, the first one to set a lap here in the wet conditions in Monza. The wet record I don't have written down. I don't know where to find it. I must admit I don't know exactly know. But we'll get his telemetry open, and Max has left the session. See if we can get him re-invited as soon as possible. Now through to Della Roger chicane, braking earlier under the wet conditions for Cod Camper. Hopefully he can show the pace here. One person who's also very good in the wet conditions is Ethan. But yeah, now coming through up to this corner. And remember, if you want to click the sky red button, that is not available here. Other options are available. Not do that here. Through the back straight up to Riscari. That is going to be a 58.3 for Cod Camper. That is currently top sector, although he is the first sector time. It is sector time, I should say. We'll go on to the broadcast POV. For Cod Camper. So I was just checking my party. Now up to the line for the Sour driver. He's used all the deployment up, so it will be a 28.385 for him. And we now have DeflatedWee up to the line to set his time. He's the next one there behind him. I think it is Killian. Now DeflatedWee sets 28.836, a few tenths slower than Cod Camper. Then Killian P3. Ryan second, P3 taken out from Killian. John with a 35.8. I think that was an outlap. We have Ethan, as I was saying, he goes P2 in these conditions. As it stands, I think, yeah, that guy doing 35.9, I are 32.0. John wasn't on a hot lap, so. But yeah, he's 4.5 seconds quicker, so that would put him 4.5 seconds. The low 1 minute 31s. I'm not sure, my maths isn't too good. Somewhere in the 1 minute 31s, and that's only in the first sector. Presuming he'll be a lot higher. And now through the back straight here. Yeah, you're right, Nico. Cod is back to form. Now through John, he is. Oh my god, he's rapid. 6.8 seconds quicker. He's gained 2.8 seconds on his previous time. That'll put him somewhere in the 1 minute 28, or maybe in the 1 minute 27. Now, yep, John with a 1 minute 27.9. He's absolutely rapid at this track. And that is potentially another pole position and another win for him. 4 tenths quicker. I'm going to try and get the wet quali record up for everybody, but I can't assure you can find it. We've also got Marlborough here on a lap. Currently trying to find the record. Which I don't believe I have anywhere, so you have to just presume that John is certainly on the pace here. Marlborough with a 30.1, which puts him 3 tenths adrift of Killian in P9. That is currently all the cars that have done their laps. All of them not on time laps, mostly on cooldown laps. Yeah, the wet conditions definitely equaling it out a bit. The gap from Marlborough to Killian is 3/10. Killian to Aya is about 2/10. Aya to Ryan is exactly 4/10. Oh, we do have another, I think another improvement. Oh, Powan is cool has left the session. I think I might have him added. I'll just have a check. Yep, alright, we got him invited back. Yep. Gap from Aya to Powan is about 6/10. Powan to that guy is 2/10. That guy to Ethan is 2/10. Ethan to Killian is 2/10. I think Killian improved recently. Killian to Cod Camper is under a 10th. Cod Camper to Ryan is around 2/10. And we got Ryan to DeflatedWee is about 3/10. We're just under. DeflatedWee to John is a second. Just under a second. John is in a league of his own right now, in both the wet and dry conditions. Fine, right, but look, good to see that Powan has been able to rejoin that invite. Yeah, honestly, John he's on his own planet right now. I wouldn't even be surprised if he's somewhere near, if not broken, the wet quality record. And also, I don't know when the previous dry quality record was set by Thomas Boulder. It must have been a fair few seasons ago. Going on board with Ethan here, the best driver in the... I shouldn't be too glazed. I shouldn't glaze too much. That guy going faster than John was 27.6. Perhaps the track is ramping up. You can see with the line. Ethan, one of the good drivers here. Ethan beat 4810. He's starting his lap. I'm presuming the lap time is going to go down because the track is simply ramped up so much because of the dry line forming. And Max Lagers has, pardon me, rejoined. Go on board with Ethan here, specifically now towards the end of Sector 1. See the track is ramping up again for this time. And we've got Carmen away. He is 3/10 up, which will put him in P6 ahead of his Killian. His one of the people around his pace, especially assisting. So Sector 1, Cod Camper showing his pace again, return to 27.4, 2 turns faster than that guy, 5 tenths faster than John. Now through Sector 2, Ethan under the gantry there, 1.1 seconds up, which would be 27.5. Which would put him P2. If we can keep this lap together, showing how much the track is ramping up, the person finishing laps will be the one at the biggest advantage with this change in the conditions here. Now up to line, Ethan set a 1 minute 27.2, which puts him to provisional pole position. None of the top 4 out on laps. John on outlap, DeflatedWee, Killian, Marlborough. I think I got an outlap as well. I think it's just Aya himself who's currently on a lap. He goes slightly deeper, maybe a commentator's cursor to turn 1. Have to see the gap between, as I said, the top 4 is about 5 tenths. Between the top 2 is 2 tenths. As Aya goes through the De La Rocha chicane, we definitely see the cars have burnt a dry line through. That guy currently in the pit lane, I can't see. Oh, but he retires. Can't see due to the caution, but yeah, he's definitely showing a fair amount of pace here. No higher than P3 though for the Ferrari driver, which means he will miss out on potentially another pole position or a pole position in a while. This is Aya improving, evidently purple sector in Sector 2. He had over 10% more battery than Ethan did when he was going through here. The Alpine I would say might have been in the way there. He was on sort of the racing line, but it is a straight, so I'm not sure how much it matters. Now I using his deployment up to the line. 27.8 puts him up to P5. And we will go on board with John now as he starts his final lap of this session with 15 seconds to go. Ethan currently on provisional pole position. We've got a few cars in the pit lane now. We're spectating who could pip Ethan's pole position, going him on the front row for sure. John braking just before the 100, locking up into first gear. Now into second gear. On the exit there, definitely taking his fair amount of speed through. Somebody, his teammate, will be moving out the way, giving him a bit of slipstream, helping him out there. That puts John up by 4 tenths, which puts him at 27.5. Originally in the first sector, which would put him P3. Although DeflatedWee into 26 to 26.692, just showing how much the track is ramping up here. That's Cole Camp P4, Killian P3, respectively 27.4 and a 27.3. Now John on the back straight here. He's the only people on track who can set a lap, him and Powen. We're going to go on board with the broadcast POV as he goes up to the line. Could this be another pole position? And leads to another win at Monza. It is a 26.4. Him beating DeflatedWee by 2 tenths. And that is your qualifying lineup, everybody. Now we have a 5-minute break before the race. We have John in P1, another pole position for him. DeflatedWee P2, joining him on the front row. Ethan in P3, Killian in P4, Cod in P5, showing a bit less pace than I presume many of us would expect. That guy P6, Ryan P7, IFP8, Marlboro P9, and Powen, John Ross' teammate, in P10. Now we have the 5-minute break. We will be commencing at just before 8:30 UK time, 20:28 PM in 24-hour time. Now, Monza is, according to the drivers for this session, has quite high tyre wear, especially Nico. I think you'll feel this when you race. Apparently, it's quite high tyre wear on the wheel. So for the controller users out there, which I'm not one of them anymore, as I have moved on, tyre wear could be quite high. Although I think it is generally in this game. And it's certainly not a pad game. But John on pole position, looking to get another win here and extend his title. You will be dying here. Fair enough. Yeah, just to paint a picture here, John has much success at this track. I'm not surprised if he has set a new qualifying record in the dry. Yeah, John it's a track I can definitely see he likes quite a lot. But yeah, I mean, he will be missing next week, so a win here would be huge, and it would mean DeflatedWee would essentially have to win both the sprint and the feature race. I think generally if he did both those, he would pip John, and it would give him the lead. But ultimately, it is very close between the two. Only 2:10 splitting them apart, and we'll have to see if John can beat the dry race record lap time of 1 minute 19.914. Doesn't matter how gently I drive, low downforce tracks is bad for tyres. I mean, yeah, fair enough. I mean, maybe you might just have to do a 2-stop, not a 1-stop like the wheel users. This track's secret till Thursday. I mean, you have to see. I mean, obviously I'm not racing myself, but I can make somewhat of a guess as a former controller player. If that is affected anymore. But yeah, I don't mind. It's fair enough if you want to keep a strategy secret. You know, may have a few rivals listening. A few rivals listening indeed, as we have 1 minute to go until the lights out for the formation lap and the feature race. As it is now 28 minutes past 8, and we should be going anytime soon for the race. Yeah, we should be starting anytime soon. I predicted Liam winning today. I mean, he probably could win. We have to see. John, as we're seeing, has been pretty much in a league of his own. And here we are on the grid for the formation lap at Monza for round 11 of the season. Yep, John looking to get another win from pole position here. Frequent pattern for him, seemingly one of his best tracks. As Killian, I think he's... Oh, Willow, nice to see you. Killian finally doing an A. Yeah, I think it's the first time this season, mate. But it would be nice to see you return, hopefully, when you feel comfortable, if you choose to return. But yeah, he said he's got nothing better to do today, so yeah, he's here. It's great to have another driver on the grid. Not this season, fair enough. Just to let you know, though, I think John has just broken the dry quali lap record by about 3/10. It was held by Thomas Bulger, who's a 1:18.3, and he did a 1:18.0 in Q1 or Q2. Can't remember specifically. Gonna go next season early, so that's new to see how uni goes. Yeah, fair enough. I think we're in the same boat, me and you, because in terms of that. Sort of stage of life, so I can see where you're coming from. It's a big change for many people our age. Anyways, we line up to the grid. I was going a slight tangent there, but back to the racing for now. We have all the drives lean going up to the grid. John here starting another pole position, DeflatedWee, P2. P2 in the championship, Ethan lining up, looking to get his 6th podium. Killian, the assist tier leader. I also said to Liam and John that leave the title fight. Yeah, I mean, John's missing next round, but on to the race start, we'll see how that goes. We got Marlboro and Killian being disqualified at the line. Yeah, it's 17-point gap, Willow. It's quite close. Fair enough. Alright, here we go for the 5 lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's lights out, away we go for round 11 in Monza. We get a good getaway, especially from the Ferrari of that guy. We got a bunch of cars going wide. We got, oh, is that 3, 4 wide? Even many cars going 3 wide into the chaotic Monza turn 1. Nobody getting any form of contact or damage. Seems to be as clean as can be. Actually, I tell a lie. There is some damage at the back. But all clean for those people. Padge briefly up to P16, down to P17 as well. John setting the pace, 5/10 gap, but DRS is not on in lap 1. Chivers then overtaking into P15. We've also got our debutant at the right, Nace Ryan Stecken. He's in P7. I think I may have given a special mention just for doing this well on debut. It's quite impressive as we have a snap for the RB of velocity. But there's one massive train following suit. The game saying it's a 2-stop or a 3-stop. For this, if you're on wheel, it's a 1-stop. Willow Prev binned it when he was on soft tyres in the wet conditions at the end of Q2, and he left the session. If you're wondering why. He will be DNS'd, so Padge is only 16th. John set a, can't see that, 23.3. Yeah, he lost traction to Parabolica, I think it was. Oh, and we have some overtakes. Power, I think, into P9. So I have to check. Yes, into P9. Yeah, but mostly following suit, we do have a gap between the trains between him and Deaton. DRS is activated on lap 2. Yeah, we now also have a gap forming slightly between Marlboro and Maxwell Gez. Marlboro down from P10 to P12 on the race start. Tyre data. I don't think I can show that, Nico. I can't show the telemetry in the race. I can show the tyre data. Okay. I need to get that up then. Oh, I can't show. Oh, no, I don't mean. Yeah, I'm stupid. I'm still getting used to this. Right, that's the wrong one. I don't want to do. Tyre, there you are. Yeah, this is my first stream, but you can tell. Yeah, the throttle brake thing. Ryan improves on John's fastest lap 1.3 seconds. It's always an interesting stream when I'm on the camera. As you have DeflatedWee looking for a bit of an overtake into turn 1. He doesn't get it as they stay. Yeah, I know. Fair enough. I'll close this menu as well. Yeah, that is the gap. That is the tyres. Most people on the hard mediums. Yeah, COD mediums. So as I say, Willow, if you're not racing, are you considering rejoining the server? Or? I mean, I don't know. What's up to you, I guess, as you said earlier. Hard dominant as always. I'm unsure. Yeah, fair enough. Hard dominant. The hard tyres are the best tyres for the start, I guess, if you just want to ease yourself throughout. I'll have a look. Of course, we'll have a look. Making reference there. But lap 3 now. First couple of laps have gone really fast. Let's say Cod Camper on the mediums, and we'll go on board with him. The crossover should be. That was close for a sorry for John. I can check warnings actually. Oh, hold on. Just had a party issue here. John, I don't think has had a warning. He tends to get very few. He's quite clean. Oh, we do have an inside thing. I just missed that. Oh my God, John corner cuttings. I was too busy looking at that. That is massive. I missed what happened there. Seems that he just went a bit offline. Oh, I think he's got damage. I don't know. I don't think he's got damage, but he let DeflatedWee by. Killian 2 warnings also. Right, let's have a quick warnings check for COD Camper and everybody. He's on 1 warning. DeflatedWee on 1 warning. John getting an invalid. He cut the first 2 corners, so he got a penalty. Ethan with 1. Ryan with 1. Killian with 2. I with 0. That guy 1. Powin 0. So I'll just go through them quickly just to get back to the action. Velocity with a penalty. Trivers, Prev, but Prev's an AI, so. Yeah, I don't know. Something happened. John cut the first chicane, so we'll have to see. But we'll go on board with the broadcast. And we have an overtake by John. He's fighting for that position between him and COD Camper. Who himself has boxed him by DeflatedWee. John's unable to get the overtake. And they stay in the top. Ethan's not too far behind. It seems to be that 3 distinct trains forming. We've got Padge, Max and Prev. And then we've got Shivers, Velocity, Beaton. A couple others there, but they aren't too far catching off. The train, I think, goes somewhere in between, considering gaps up to socks. Yeah, now we are almost onto lap 5. It's even blinking and the laps are going by here. Yeah, now Monza, you can just see the long ash train. Liam will try and break COD, he's got an advantage on tyres. I mean, lap 6 will be around when the crossover is, so I can imagine he might try to. We'll see as well, you'll know as a prominent leader for DRS breaking it in this game. COD's tyres are going to fall off a fair bit. See, the heat is on the alternate strat. I think IIRL sorted which strat is good here. John's looking for an overtake. Staying behind is Ryan overtakes Ethan, but he is on the medium. DeflatedWee could pull away, but he'll need COD Camper to essentially park the bus a bit. With DRS, I don't know. As D-Tom gets a track limit penalty, we've got him, Velocity and John with the penalty. John and Liam will need to work together to fend off the undercut. COD will get there. That is very true, but you have to realise, I mean, undercuts are good, but as far as I'm aware, I think having overcuts better because you're going to have newer tyres. And maybe that lasts longer, but anyways, you have COD Camper overtaking into turn 1. There's but DeflatedWee defends. Oh, and that is an incident for John. I think he's just maybe. If I can get into damage. No, his car's perfectly intact. Well, it's slightly adrift from DeflatedWee and COD Camper. John is having his equivalent of the race from hell, I think. I can imagine. I daren't do an impression of him right now. Oh, we have an incident. That is Velocity. I think he's had a spin into the Della Roggio chicane. Him and Prev. I think he's got a penalty as well. Yeah, 3 seconds. But I don't think it was from that. go up to the leading pack here. Oh, actually, DeflatedWee has broken DRS from Cod Camper. Yeah, undercut is 100% slower. That's what I thought, as I was just saying. Like, newer tyres on this game is like way more powerful. Oh, overcut is slower. I'm sorry then. Just that one lap offset is crazy advantage. Okay, so I'm wrong. Mediums rather than hard. Well, you're faster than me, so what can I say? But yeah, I think there's going to be some tussling between DeflatedWee and John. That's the case, getting a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Don't know if he's retiring. Lap 8, IIRL S9. Yeah, as you're seeing a fair few packs. But, you know, I dare say the racing is not as boring as Zandvoort last week. Trying to figure out a strategy for backing this week. Yeah, the thing, probably, obviously, the problem is, I think, with Willow is that Azerbaijan is like a really high tyre deck track. It's like Qatar, isn't it, really? Only on the rear right for Baku, fair enough. But we do have an overtake power on that guy. He'll retain the DRS obviously from that as Aya as well. So our three, we've got, I think, starting to splinter out a fair bit, maybe representation of people's pace. It's insane the offset per tyre. Damn, fair enough. As Aya doesn't fight the move from Killian as well. PSG Japan is a perfect example. Fair enough. Leave you two to chat about your tyres. I'm chatting about the racing here from my perspective. Just to make a slight transition back to the event on track. DeflatedWee having a strong race from him. This would close the gap a fair bit. I can't remember the IIRL points system off the top of my head, but everybody but Deton and Max will be scoring points. I don't know if I can find it. I vaguely remember it. Uh, 20, 20, 25, 20, 18, 15. So it's like F1, I think, and then just added points on the end. Yeah, Liam currently has broken the DRS, actually, Nico. It's 1.2 seconds. But if John and Card work together, they'll probably close it back up again. But currently he has broken it. It'll be more of a case of John can catch up. He's got way better tyres, I'd imagine, now. Cod dead mediums. Game over mostly here, to be honest. I mean, one mistake for Liam, and he's already in the clutches of John. Whereas Ryan goes with the fastest lap, 8 on the new hard. Still a couple of seconds off our lap record in the dry. In 1.3 seconds is the sort of gap where you're somewhat secure, but one safety car, a poor VSC or a mistake will land you in the DRS again. We also know how fast that is, so he would outscore John by 5 points, which would reduce the gap down to 21 points. According to Willow's correct. It would reduce the gap, and John is... Okay, thanks. 9 done. Yeah, so the gap would go down to 21 points ahead of Miami, which is a sprint weekend, and John is missing. There's Cod Camper boxes and lap 11. Yeah. Cod Camper down to 10th. Yeah, Liam, if pretty much to get the lead in the championship, so theoretically if Liam won the sprint, if Liam just won the feature, he'd get in the lead in the championship. But he essentially needs to like win both features to maximise it and get a significant lead over John, and then just not miss a single race. Yeah, so just focusing then on the championship battle between the two. So currently the gap is putting it down to a 21-point gap after Miami. There is only 3 rounds left. 1-2 today with Liam winning, the gap would be 21.12 if he outscored him by 5 points. It would be 21. So I can't do the exact maths in my head. John would go up to 251 points. And Liam would go up to 25 points. Actually, no. I can't get the maths on it. It is quite close. My brain currently isn't braining, but I hope you get the picture. Yeah, 26-point gap. So a win today would put Liam up to 230 points, and John up to 251. So a 21-point gap. Yeah, that is early to box. I mean, you've got to go, what? Unless he's 2-stopping, which would make sense, yeah, Nico. That is really early to box. No, I must admit, it's sort of turning to Zandvoort when not much is happening. Yeah, Scott has experience of doing interesting strategies. Yeah, in my opinion, unless you're on controller, 2 stops not worth it. Or unless your tyre wears really bad. Just because you're just losing too much time. Yeah, I know I know he's on wheel. I'm just saying, if you were on control like Nico, for example, if you're struggling with the tyre wear, or Deton with a penalty, just saying maybe it could be worth it. Just if you have bad tyre wear. Chivers level of tyre wear. Fair enough. That's a reference I won't understand for a while though. I'm experimenting. Yeah, I mean, he has a strong chance of winning the championship, although that will be decided by your assistant stream. He's deflated being snapped. I must admit, it is sort of a Zandvoort. Like, Chivers tyre wear. Is it? Okay, now I'm getting it. It's like Zandvoort, nothing really happening, and then they might just be focus on some about Marlboro pits. Is anyone actually new to be honest? I'm trying to find someone I think anyone is. Chivers the tyre god. You should actually give Nico, you should just like trademark that name and give it to him. He's better than Natasha and Shockwaves. Oh, Ethan with the penalty as well as that guy. We'll do a penalty sort of. So we've got John on 3. I don't know maybe that could get changed in the stewards room, but I don't know. Ethan on 3 seconds, that guy 6, Sots 3, Deton 6, but we do have an overtake Marlboro on Chivers. Chivers himself on 3, Velocity 3, and Max 10. That guy 2 pens back to back, we'll have a look. That guy. I don't know if I can find him, to be honest. Oh, there he is. Invalidated lap time. I don't think it was. Velocity with a 3-second penalty. And Sox in the fastest lap. 21.669. It's just one of those phases of the race where everyone's sort of managing what's happening. I mean, really, the only battle is between Killian and Io. Yeah, I don't know. Me and Trout limits don't get a lot of this. So, but on wheel, it seems to be I've a better fate, but I seem to find over at Vardy. I'm hoping for better. As John pits for the mediums on lap 15. Will, our strategy expert, we'll have to see what you think about that. Hill undercut Liam, yeah, so we'll have a look then. Gap to leader is now 24.5 seconds. I need to check what the loss is, but isn't the shortest pit lane. More sensible, but it was pretty hard to get past. Yeah. Just check the pit lane loss here at Monza. Yeah, it's around 24-25 seconds. Which would mean Liam would come out around like behind John right now, so P7. Oh, I can't show that, sorry. 5% a lap is crazy. But we'll focus in on the gap here. Currently the fight for P2 between Ethan and Aya is Aya Bates going into the pit lane, but Killian goes in. Aya puts Aya up to the brief lead of the race. Liam has boxed. Oh. So that puts him behind Cod Camper. See if we can get that. Puts him ahead of John. Liam is ahead of John, but he doesn't have the DRS. So it could just be a case of for now. But he has one lap neo tyres. If it's 5% a lap, that could be massive. Oh, as we have an incident in Sector 2. Seems to be just Max going off, I think. Was about to say Hamilton Verstappen. I mean, if it was at the first chicane, then yeah, absolutely. Yeah, considering it's 25 seconds for a pit lane loss. That would have been fun. Yeah, I would have loved the content. It would have given me something good to talk about. So 25 seconds, you come out. I don't know. P11? Love to see. That promotes Ethan briefly up to the lead. Look, he's going for the overcut, which is the charge gene ineffective strategy. Yeah, John overtakes DeflatedWee. That's fast lap as well. Having DRS and slip through. Might drop behind. I mean, he has newer tyres. One lap, so maybe that can make a difference. Saving him is the bet here, then chilling DRS. Yeah, I think so. Chilling the DRS can be good. I mean, there is a now massive train in the leaders. Although Ethan and Cod on the older tyres. So. Yeah, his Cod Camper passes Ethan. John and DeflatedWee also pass him. 17 lap old hards. Engine temp isn't really a concern unless you get really high. Killian with the fastest lap as well. Because B69 F1 in Abu Dhabi had a high engine temp, I think due to sidepod damage, and his race was pretty much over. In a assist here, Abu Dhabi. Oh, Ethan, that is Ethan with wing damage. I didn't see where he picked that up. That must be explaining why he's quite slow. Difference is so minor. Yeah, engine temperature doesn't really make much of a difference unless it's like quite bad. As I was just saying. Yeah, but that guy with a penalty. No, slipstream is still big in this game, in my opinion. Although not as big as DRS, obviously. Yeah, me and Will are thinking on the same thing. Yeah, because they increased dirty air by like 4 times. As John gets the overtake. DRS, same with DeflatedWee. Ah, right. Well, I historically thought it was, but they increased like dirty air by 4 times this year, and that was big. But it clearly has no effect on trains. I think you need to nerf DRS and not dirty air. I mean, dirty air, keep it as it is now because it's actually kind of making a change. But as we're seeing here, these guys can stay in a train. I mean, I can stay in the DRS of somebody who's 10s and 10s faster than me at lap just because I've got DRS. I mean, you're seeing it. Whoever's P1 into the out the parabolic is a sitting duck on the straight. Dirty air is bad on some tracks, not all of them. Like Qatar, dirty air is horrible. Dirty air in F1 24 is practically non-existent. But I think we should be focusing on the racing here, but we're focusing on a different battle. We've got Sox chasing Killian for P5, and behind him we have that guy. Now we're on lap 20. Honestly, I think I'm blinking and it's just disappearing. The laps, honestly. Guys, it's going by fast. We've got 7 laps left. I mean, I know Monza is quite a quick lap. Yeah, I'm just thinking my thoughts of driver of the day. Zandvoort is so bad for one. Yeah, Zandvoort we were complaining last week. Because like the racing on it is just kind of bad. You can't really overtake. Where did COD qualify? I think it was I can't remember actually. P5. But this is pretty much he's always running with the front runners. Yeah, you can overtake into turn 1 as Zandvoort and go side by side in the first sector. That's about it. That's pretty much it. And now we have Aya overtaking Salts of P5. Socks take those medium C and I'll be impressed. I might give him driver of the day just doing that, but I don't want to just give driver of the day for people doing cool strategies all the time. Yeah, honestly, I think once the mediums will be on like, I don't know, 25%. Killian also, I'm not gonna say who I'm gonna give driver of the day. I think that's just kind of ruining the surprise. But I have my eye on some people, and I know somewhat who I'm gonna give mentions. Although I will say, as far as I'm aware, Aya is not well, so and he's doing this. I think I'll leave it there. Not give too many hints. Yeah, well, and we'll focus back up on the lead train here. Seems to just be a fair amount of DRS swapping between him. Yeah, I hope he's okay. He hasn't said what he's got. I hope he's getting better. We've seen people do well when they're ill, so I mentioned again Johnny B when no assist Australia and he had COVID. Which I didn't realise people got COVID much anyway, but I'm not going on to that. Anyways, yeah, it seems to be just a lot of DRS sharing between them. That guy in P10, he's boxed for the soft. I don't think the softs will be like. I feel like that's a rogue choice. It's usually Deton who goes for the rogue soft choices. That's not the case today. Yeah, the new soft. People are gonna leave it at that. See how many. Yeah, let's just not delve on that. It's quite a horrible thing. How that thing, how the pandemic really changed the world. I guess when we lived through that. Me and you will when you're in year 8. But we'll leave it there. Oh, we're thinking on different ways. My bad. Well, looks like Max is gonna get that. Yeah. Covered was bad, and we'll definitely leave it there for now. But I wanted to focus on that guy boxing for softs. So I think that's, as I say, Deton's usually one of the rogue choices. As Ryan, the debutant, gets the fastest lap of the session so far. That guy's been. I mean, Sox is in DRS behind, but I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think we got the DRS sharing at the front, and not much particularly happening. Rest. Ethan gets another penalty. That's 6 seconds of time penalty to him, which could put him, if he gets another one, around where that guy is, as Max will be letting our leaders past. For lap 20. Honestly, guys, this race is going quick. Ads. I know we don't like ads, but they're on for a good reason. They just have the yellow flag set to on. It's just them letting by. Now Killian takes P4 again. The battle between him and Aya for P4 currently. Aya following behind. We'll go on board and watch him. I mean, I commend Killian for racing without his rainbow snake. Could I show penalties? Yeah, sure can. Ignore my voice crack, Nico. I can definitely show that. That is your currently penalties. That on track currently DeflatedWee and will inherit the win, but I don't know if John's penalty will get reverted or not. Judging by what happened, he cut the first chicane, maybe. Oh, Killian gets a penalty as well, so his fight for with Aya for P4 is now for position. Killian, your spoon. As he was saying, he was going to get like a bazillion warnings, so fair enough. He's racing without his rainbow snake today. So Ethan doesn't. I know I'm good friends with Ethan, but to defend his squad, I don't think he gets that many penalties. According to P2, they're either fighting or DRS sharing, Willow. But I think it's just becoming a bit of a fight now. I mean, the fight between Cod and Liam is essentially the fight for the win, so it just matters who is in P2 on lap 27. Or P1 at that matter. Well, I don't know. All I saw was John cutting the first chicane. I don't know if that was him just locking up or not. But we do have some barging there. Cod Camper barging John out the way as he barged John. Well, we've got the leaders going 3 wide here down the back straight. Who's going to be leading through the DRS checkpoint? I think it's John. He's going to be a sitting duck on lap 26. 3 wide on the back straight. That is the one to put on the phone lock screens, that's for sure. You don't see that all too often, but I think John will just be a sitting duck. But Cod Camper fighting with DeflatedWee will have the tyres up just to show he's on the older hards, which could give him the advantage. But he is going to get the overtake. John defending with all his might, getting the arms out. As that is the penultimate lap for the leaders. I also have to say well done to Killian so far. I'm saying well done to him again. Actually, hold on. Oh. Cod Camper, a bit of wheel banging between him and John. He goes on, straight on. That puts Cod Camper in third. That is some wheel banging. That is major. I might clip that just in case the stewards... Actually, we've got it on stream, so it's fine. That is some major wheel bang between John and Cod. That's your content. Yes, that's for sure, folks. That's your content. Cod will send it. Put it this way, Liam needs to get P1 on the... he needs to stay P2 for this, park the bus on Cod. Then he needs to get P1 by the end of this, which should be easy if he just drains the battery. We'll go on watching this. Cod tends to do that, yeah, but he's a bit like Senna, isn't he? You know, if you don't go for a gap, you're not racing driving. You know. Yeah, but he's catching up now. I think, yeah, Cod's too far back. DeflatedWee, he's... Oh, he might be trying something here, I mean... This is definitely the fight to say he's staying behind for the final part of this lap. He might be willing just to stay behind because he didn't want the DRS. It's all DRS checking here, that's for sure. He's lifting off as well. DRS to Ascari, yeah. Because DRS to the liner isn't a thing here, so maybe, yeah, it's all DRS checking. I mean, he might just be prioritising getting it on track. We'll have to see with the clip, because obviously we only saw John getting put in the chicane. As DeflatedWee does pass him at Ascari. The major, but John's going to be poised to overtake through Parabolica. DeflatedWee will be draining everything he's got. He's able to hold the inside here. Oh, but John's going for it. Could be going for a switch back. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close between them up to the line. Oh, Cod 3 wide. Oh, but DeflatedWee went on track. Oh my god, by 0.043 from Cod Camper. Oh, Leon got it. Congratulations, DeflatedWee, he's your winner today. Cod Camper P2, John P3 with a 3-second penalty, and it was 3 wide up to the line. We've got Aya P4, Killian P5. Seen some debris on the line as well as Power and finishes P6. Now we've got Ethan up to the line. Not the race you would have wanted today, especially with the wet qualifying, but that's P8. Now we have Sox, that guy Marlborough finishing here. Oh no, just Sox and that guy. I think Marlborough's been he's a significant far behind. But wow, 3 wide up to the line. Well, Nico, that's insane, guys. Top 3 is covered by like less than 2/10 as well. That was insane. Yeah, I think now we've got... Maybe they're coming up to the line? Or... Yeah, that's Marlborough P11, Chivers P12, Deaton P13. He gets a time penalty at the line. That might promote Brev to P13? Yes, it does. Now I've got Velocity Racer up to the line. I think Padge and Max were lapped. So I don't think they'll finish this lap. And there it is, folks. DeflatedWee gets another win here. I'm just having a look for you. That is his 290th race. He wins by 0.043 at Monza, the Scuderia, not getting the result they wanted today. And here you are. DeflatedWee P1 winning by 0.03 from Cod Camp, and John with a 3-second penalty in the stewards will be deciding that one. Aya P4, Ryan P5, Killian P6, Pound P7, Ethan P8, Sox P9, that guy P10, Marlboro P11, Chivers P12, Prev 13th, Deton 14th. Finishing off your point scorers is Velocity in 15th and Padge and Max towards the back, who I lapped. I actually give up for this one. Ethan, I'm not going to say put the price in the bag, but I'm going to say go to assist here and enjoy yourself for a bit. This is what I'm into the racing. Yeah, I think Cod and John are definitely getting the arms out a bit, that's for sure. Thanks for streaming, you're most welcome. You'll see me again on Thursday with Socks for Realistic Tier. And then we'll be having the usual duo, should be, of DeflatedWee and Snacks for assist here. And then next week on Tuesday, it's me for. You're welcome, Nico. It's me again for, I think, Miami. Yes, it is. And obviously, me and Socks again on Thursday. That is the stream for you folks. Hope you've all enjoyed it. We've seen me and Socks, as I said, on Thursday. And that is the stream. Killian, P4. We'll see you in the party, mate. Miami is the next race. I think back after that, Willow. But that is a goodbye from me. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.